You have a lightning strike your house. Carrier sends someone out. They look at the obvious damages, all the scorch marks, siding that's blown off, burnt insulation, the wiring that was vaporized. They get to the panel. There's a circuit that was broken and the breaker was switched. And they stop there because there's no other obvious damage. And they might make an estimate that has you replace all those things. They might even replace that circuit breaker. Are they covering everything that was damaged in that case? Probably not. Highly unlikely. Lightning causes surges to your electrical system. Those surges can cause damage, even in very small ways, to any electrical component that is plugged into that system. Those electrical components might not show their damage for years, but then suddenly things stop working abruptly. In order to get the carrier to pay for those things, you have to have the right testing done by the right experts, and they have to be able to put a report together that says the right things. You need a public adjuster involved to make sure that they can direct these experts on what it is that they really need. The lightning claims can be very, very big once you actually start looking at how many components are damaged. Step 1, hire a public adjuster. You need someone that can be involved in the claim from the beginning, that knows what's going on. Get someone that has experience with lightning claims. Step 2, make a list of everything that's plugged in the house. Every cell phone charger, every lamp, every microwave that's plugged in. Make a list of everything that is hardwired into the house. Your HVAC system, the stove, a microwave that might be hardwired in. All these things need to be listed. Don't forget about silly things that you're not even thinking of, like the garbage disposal. All of these things have electrical boards on them. They have a switch, they've got a little electrical board. And if the surge caused any damage to that electrical board, then the board needs to either be repaired, if it can be, replaced, if it can be, or the whole component gets replaced. That list needs to be made as soon as possible so that we can direct the right person to go test all those things. Make that list. Finding the right person to test all those things is a whole nother problem. Step 3, get the experts involved that can do the testing. Most electricians don't want to put in writing that something is or isn't damaged if they haven't tested it properly. You need someone that can test the electrical components. There are content companies out there that have electricians that do this. You can get those involved. There are electricians that will do this, but they're kind of hard to find. Certain things, appliances, you can send to an appliance person or have an appliance repairman come and test. They test for that kind of stuff all the time. Whoever is testing this stuff needs to be someone that has some kind of certification and can make that expert opinion. But there has to be actual testing. It can't just be an assumption. Carriers don't owe for assumptions. They might give you one here or there, but they don't owe for that. They owe if you can prove that there is damage, even if it's a small thing. Sometimes lightning does really obvious stuff. Let me rephrase that. Every single time lightning hits something, it's pretty obvious in certain ways. There are lightning rods on some buildings. If it hits a lightning rod, a lot of times it'll blow the lightning rod somewhere else. If it's mechanically fastened to something, it'll rip it right out. That's a nice lightning rod. Some of the wires get vaporized, like literally vaporized. It becomes vapor. Vapor. A physical object instantly becoming vapor.
Mercy, I do believe I'm getting the vapors.
It's like a death ray. These things are awesome.
All right, with my death ray. Let's just go.
Burn marks everywhere. Scorch marks on all kinds of things. Scorch marks on wood. Might have to be sanded to get the scorch marks off. If the scorching goes a little bit deeper, maybe it creates an ember, could cause a fire if you don't have all the electrical components tested. And some of the circuit breakers have had some kind of an arc fault in them and they weren't rated for that. It might not actually break the circuit. And now you have a potential fire in your future. You could die. There aren't that many people that truly understand how lightning can change a claim. There is information on most insurance company websites about lightning that directly contradict what most of the adjusters will actually tell you. Take a look at State Farm's website on lightning. It's enlightening. See what I did there? They talk about the latent defect caused by small power surges. If lightning hits a small part of a building, it causes a power surge. Once it goes through the box and hits those circuit breakers, it can be reduced quite a bit. So it could be a small surge. It might be a huge surge, but most lightning cases have a small surge. Even the small surges, according to State Farm's website, can cause damage down the road. They say specifically, these smaller surges can slowly cause damage, so your computer or stereo may continue to function until the integrity of the electronic components finally erode. This shortens the lifespan of appliances and electronics. That's on State Farm's own website. So if the adjuster tries to tell you that they don't owe for something that isn't currently damaged, then they're not completely wrong. You just have to prove to them that it's damaged. These are scary. If you've got a lightning claim, if lightning hit any part of the property, it can be very convoluted. It could become a very complex claim. You need somebody involved that can navigate those troublesome waters. You need a PA, a public adjuster. Get a PA involved right away. Right away. You need to start off those steps immediately. These things can get dragged on so long, but if you get a PA involved from the beginning, things are a lot quicker, a lot smoother. Everything gets set up properly. Let us deal with the bull.